Hello friends, this is the 1-year Lexapro update. I have been on Lexapro for 1 year, so I wanted to tell you my experience and share with you everything I have felt so far. I wrote down a few notes in this book. I can be a little long-winded, so hopefully I can just get to the point. But I want to just share with you how it has affected my life. I think the first thing I will touch on is if you're watching this video, it's possible that you are considering starting Lexapro or starting another prescription for either anxiety or depression or something along those lines. I think the first thing I would say to someone contemplating taking Lexapro is that you can always stop. I know it feels like a really big decision in the moment, and you can build it up and have anxiety about taking it, but the truth is you can always stop taking it. It's not a permanent decision. So I am still on the lowest dose of Lexapro, and I've contemplated going up, but I haven't yet. I will say, as far as any negative side effects, I went over my initial side effects in my 1 month update. I had very, very minimal side effects, and all of the side effects that I had went away within a month. I wouldn't really say I had many though, and the only lasting noticeable side effect is that it still affects my dreams. I feel like I have pretty intense dreams. However, in an effort to mitigate that effect, I take Lexapro in the morning, and usually if I make sure I take it in the morning, I don't notice a big difference. Sometimes I still wake up and I'm like, whoa, that was a weird dream, but it's lessened a lot since when I started, and taking it in the morning makes a big difference. Another thing I will say is that it affected my appetite in the beginning. At first I lost my appetite and then it came back, and then I was a little bit worried about it affecting my weight negatively and gaining weight. However, I have been on Mounjaro. I think I started like 3 months after I started Lexapro, and so I've actually been losing weight. I don't know if it's counteracting and if I'm like trying to balance the two, but I will say if you are worried about gaining weight on Lexapro, there are options. I know Wellbutrin can be added to help with weight gain, and not everyone gains weight. So for me personally, that hasn't been an issue yet, but I know that it's a valid concern for people contemplating starting Lexapro. Just know there are options. As far as like a big change in my day-to-day life, I will say that I don't notice anything day-to-day. However, I will get into like the little changes and improvements there are, but what I'm trying to say is it's not like, I don't feel like a different person. I don't feel like my personality's changed. I don't feel like anything major. It's just small improvements. One of those small improvements is I feel like I still feel my emotions. I still get happy and I still get sad, and I still get like very upset and very happy. Like, I don't feel like it's dulled my emotions. I will say that I feel a little bit less of other people's emotions. I know it's cringy to say like I'm an empath or whatever, but I feel like I did, and I still do, take on other people's emotions more than what is healthy. And for example, I've gone to a couple of funerals since I started taking Lexapro, and they do feel sad, but it's not overwhelming. It's not over, it's a lot less than what I used to feel. But I still have empathy. I still have, those emotions are still there, but they are a lot less, in a good way, I think. Secondly, I feel a lot less social anxiety. Again, it's still there, but I feel like the Lexapro has taken the edge off of my social anxiety. I feel less dread going to the grocery store. I feel a little more at ease, like running into people that I know, which is a big thing for me. Like I would not want to go out in public. I recently moved back to my hometown, and there was a lot of anxiety about running into people that I grew up with that I haven't seen in a long time. And again, that's still there too, but not to the degree that it was before. I feel more comfortable leaving the house. Okay, this is the biggest change, and also basically the reason I started Lexapro in the first place is I felt really stuck and unable to move forward and progress. And I had a lot of plans and ideas in my head about what I wanted to do with my life, and I would ruminate and just like go over and over and over the pros and the cons and what could go wrong and what could go right and the potential. And I was so stuck in my head, and I had a really hard time taking the first step and moving forward in the plans that I had. And I'll say, since I started Lexapro, I feel that I'm able to move forward. I'm able to accomplish things. Not that like anything major has happened, and it's not a big change, but I'm able to take things from my head and put them in the real world more, and just like stop worrying so much, I guess, which has been a major positive. Along those lines, I've been able to post on social media more. I've been posting on TikTok again. I took a really long break, but I'm back on TikTok. The other thing, in my last video I did about anxiety, I told you about a journal that I made, a grief journal. I'll post a link to that in the comments. I also created a coloring book. So, again, it took 3 months. It was a lot of work, and I will link this in the comments below too. It's a houseplant coloring book that I put a lot of love and effort into, drawing each page individually. And I don't know, I have so much in my head, so many ideas I want to try, and this is a physical manifestation of me trying things, of me moving forward and taking the next step. So if you're interested and you like adult coloring books, this will be linked below. I guess the video is sponsored by my coloring book. Okay, what's next? Oh, I will say health anxiety was also a big thing for me. I still have health anxiety. It's still something that I think about, but somehow I'm able to get out of the loop faster. I'm able to have those thoughts and then move forward and not ruminate on them as much. And honestly, I don't know if I talked about this before, but I kind of had like a mental breakdown. I kind of had a moment before I got on Lexapro where I was really stuck in a thought loop about a specific health concern I have. And I just like all day, I got stuck on it, and I was like crying, and I had a moment where it was the worst it's ever been regarding my health anxiety. And since I've been on Lexapro, that's been a lot easier to manage. And I haven't had any other like breakdowns, I guess. That's only happened once. And this isn't like a huge issue of mine, but it's been easier. Something else I talked about in my 1 month update from when I started taking Lexapro is that I've had acne for a long time. And for some reason, my acne like 100% cleared up after I was on it for a month. I don't know why or what that was related to. But then it did come back, and it was just as bad as it ever was. So I don't know why that happened. Right now, my acne is really good. And that is because I got on a different prescription for acne. So I wouldn't say that Lexapro has affected my acne either way, negatively or positively, but there's been other things that I've been working on to improve that. but I wanted to touch on it since I mentioned it in my other video. Okay, and as far as depression goes, I don't think that Lexapro is prescribed for depression. It might be. I know that I kind of had depression, but more anxiety than depression, but I do think that it has helped my depression as well. Not hugely, it's not like some life-shattering change, but I do feel a little bit lighter. I'm trying to think. I hope this has been really comprehensive in how Lexapro has helped me and affected me with taking it for a year. Let me know if you have any specific questions below. And if this is a choice that you're making for yourself in your own life, I hope this has been helpful. I know that this type of video doesn't resonate or apply to everyone. So if you liked this video and if you like this kind of content, please give it a thumbs up because it really supports my channel. Please also let me know if there's a specific type of content you would like to see going forward, because I do want to start posting here more. I recently lost my job, so I am trying to decide if I want to try to make YouTube more of an income for me. So if I do, I will be posting a lot more. So let me know what kind of content you want to see. And maybe that's all I've got for now. I think it is. Thank you so much for watching till the end, and I'll see you in my next video. Do you like my new setup? Kind of looks like a therapist's office. I'm working on it. Things will probably keep changing, but it's nice to have like a chair to sit down with you, a specific designated spot. Until next time, check out my books linked in the description, and I'll see you in the next video.